Hudson, shaking the water off his face, immediately detailed 2 men to deal with the flange. Jerry watched them try to bring the pieces back together, and his eyes continued upward to a glass-covered booth. Inside, a master chief petty officer, his arms folded, looked down on the chaos and smiled. Of course, they'd lose in the end. It was impossible to keep the USS Buttercup afloat. No matter how many leaks the crew patched, new ones would appear, more water would flood in, and eventually the trainer would sink. The real question was, how would his team perform before the inevitable? It was one thing to sit through damage control lectures, study diagrams, and practice in a dry, quiet space. The wet trainer made it real. You learned how to handle wet tools, how to hold a mattress over a torrent of inrushing water, and how to keep working as water battered your body and the water temperature made your internal organs cluster around your spine, huddling together for warmth. Most wet trainers looked like the inside of a surface ship's berthing or engineering spaces. This one, in Groton, Connecticut, was built to look like the inside of a submarine. From the outside, it was just another anonymous concrete brick building on the base, identified by a blue and yellow building number. Inside the 2-story building, a mass of catwalks and piping surrounded the incongruous-looking hull section. An 80,000-gallon tank supplied the facility with enough water to fill it to the overhead. The trainer sat above the space in comfort, controlling which leaks occurred and the water pressure behind them. Although the control booth sat well above the simulated compartment, the windows were fitted with windshield wipers. In use, Jerry noted. Lieutenant Jerry Mitchell was the navigator operations officer aboard USS Seawolf, SSN-21, one of the U.S. Navy's most capable nuclear attack submarines. He still couldn't believe his luck in landing an assignment on Seawolf, but didn't trust to luck in doing his job. Jerry was in charge of the operations department, with enlisted rates like quartermasters, electronics technicians, and information systems technicians working for him. They were not engineering specialists, but all submariners were sensibly required to be experts in fighting, flooding, and fire, and all other types of casualties. That was the less threatening Navy term for an accident or equipment failure. Jerry drilled his men hard, maybe even a little harder than they wanted. Now it was paying big dividends. He had been aboard for almost 6 months, and he knew these men well. Like all submariners, they were volunteers, screened, tested, and trained. But that didn't mean they couldn't screw up or make poor choices. The broken flange really had dramatically increased the rate the water was rising, and the level was approaching Jerry's chest. Poor Bishop, the shortest guy in the department, was already treading water. Chief Hudson was trying to cover every leak, but there were just not enough people anymore. "Chief Hudson!" Jerry was only a few feet away, but in the soggy pandemonium, Hudson couldn't hear. He was absorbed in wedging a shoring timber properly. He was too close to the problem. Jerry fought the urge to give the orders himself. Instead, he put his hand on Hudson's shoulder, gently pulling him back from the action. He spoke slowly, forcing calm into the situation. "Worry about the big ones. You can't plug them all. The drain pumps can handle the smaller leaks." He swung his arm around the space, encouraging Hudson to take in the big picture. Hudson quickly nodded, droplets of water flying as he did. The electronics technician paused for a moment, considering, before calling out to his team and reassigning some men to the larger leaks. Jerry knew the simulation would be over soon, but it was never too late to do the right thing. Sure enough, no sooner had Hudson's men started their new tasks than an amazingly loud klaxon jolted them to a stop. The rush of water faded, taking the urgency with it. It left Jerry and his department standing in neck-deep water. A new sound, a low-pitched whirring, took over as pumps began dewatering the space. "Well done, Seawolf Ops Department," the chief trainer's voice boomed over the loudspeaker. "Debrief in 15 minutes. The trainer's compliment led a part